Hi everyone, I'm Tianqing, and today's interviewee is Jennifer Tang, who has more than 15 years of working experience across the Asian Pacific, the US, and Europe. Jennifer has an extensive background in corporate affairs, integrating marketing and public relations with P&G and Levi's. Firstly, I would say thank you to Jennifer for accepting my interview invitation. This interview will be recorded. This interview is scheduled on February 14th, 2019. Hi, Jennifer, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Hi, Jane.
I have a bunch of questions for you to share with the University of Southern California students. The first
Sure.
question would be, what did you study in university?
Oh, so I studied English language and culture in the university.
So I found out like you work in P&G as your first job. So what drives you to work in P&G?
So I think P&G obviously is a very a company with great purpose, and I was attracted to P&G because I wanted to do something great for the country and also for the people. And P&G's mission is really to connect people and improving life and shaping life. So I think it's just something that I really wanted to do after my studying in the university.
You have worked in P&G like for 12 years. So in P&G under the position of head of external relations in Asian Pacific and as well as the global communications lead for SK2. So is there a project or accomplishment that you consider to be the most significant in your career?
Yeah, so P&G is a company that really provides multiple opportunities. So during my 12 years of working experience with the company, I was actually offered opportunities to move from country-specific responsibility to regional all the way to global. And I also, from a functional standpoint, I was able to do things that specifically focusing on strategic execution to a market all the way to strategically creating press materials for the region or for the global organization and deploy all these global materials to various markets. So it offers a lot of great opportunities. So I guess one of the many assignments that I had, I was feeling extremely rewarding, and that was when I worked for Asia Pacific P&G Prestige organization. I trained a team of 13 PR managers and really providing them strategic guidance as well as executional tactics to help them to execute and achieve excellence in each of their markets. And with that, I was basically rewarded as Coach of the Year, which I feel very excited and very satisfied with that kind of recognition from the organization.
Well, it's really admirable, and the skills and experience you gain from there are transferable. So it's no wonder that you're such an outstanding leader in the different areas. To link with those background, and also I know like it's very impressive to know that you have a PR agency in Singapore and a government and consulting agency in San Francisco. So I'm wondering like what was the biggest difference to work with a client across Asia and the United States?
I think that's a great question. So I think the main um, difference between working in Asia versus working in the US, I think the culture is very different, and we need to respect that and recognize that as well. I think in the America, it's a lot of culture derives around individualism and it's more, promoting a drive individuals to succeed, while in Asia it's more collectivism, where people tend to work together to achieve the success. And I think the other difference is really the style of communications, and we communicating people need to be really mindful of. There's a significant difference as well. In the U.S., communication is more direct. And as a matter of fact, America is stereotyped as being quite loud and overly friendly. But in Asia, some people would simply nod on their opinions even they don't agree with what you're saying, in order to respect and honor others. So it's a significant difference.
It sounds like there was a lot of impressive fact, but is there a moment when things didn't go the way you wanted, like a promotion you wanted and didn't get, or a project that didn't turn out how you had hoped? And at that moment, how did you handle it?
Yeah, I think that's another great question. I think career setups, career setbacks, and can come in many different forms. And I think each of us, in our career journey, we all encounter that at a certain stage of time. For example, you're passed over for a promotion, you missed out on a big project, you're disciplined, and it goes on your record. And most people experience at least one over the course of their career. So I think it's very important to really make sure it is a real setback, because sometimes it's in today's new business environment, changing of objectives, there are different things coming up on your pathway of the business development, may just indicate business directional changes, and it just means that you're need to learn new technologies or new techniques, explore new opportunities, or gain additional required knowledge to perform new tasks or achieve new goals. So be very clear about if this is a real setup or this is just a great opportunity for you to learn and to gain new tactics and learn new techniques to succeed in your future jobs. So I think, for me, I think it's very important to understand the situation and then react accordingly.
You've mentioned to follow the market, and to self-develop, to understand the situation. So how do you develop yourself outside of the work environment?
Yeah, so I think this is really relevant to my current situation. So I actually moved from Singapore to San Francisco about 2 years ago, and since I came here, I realized there are lots of different things here. The Silicon Valley and San Francisco Bay Area, it's the quintessential center of innovation and technology. And back in Singapore, it's more financial services and marketing, PR, and sales oriented businesses. So there's a shift of focus here. And as for myself, I also spend a lot of time trying to learn and relearn my knowledge. And I think that's very, very relevant in today's evolving economy and evolving society, especially here in the Silicon Valley. So I attended in a lot of these tech and business forums. I try to absorb as much as possible of the things I didn't know before. I network a lot to know people here and to blend myself in the new society as well. So that's how I did it.
Yes, you're absolutely right. But if you could go back 10 years, what advice would you give your younger self?
I think if I could go back 10 years, I definitely, will try to consolidate my what I learned at that time, and maybe I will go for a MBA and further my academic studies.
Is there anything you want to add on to the fellow students?
I think so. So thank you, Qing, for offering this opportunity for me to talk about my experiences working in Asia Pacific, in the U.S. and Europe. I think maybe I can give some advices. I think first is after you graduating from your university, I think it would be really great to join a company such as Procter & Gamble, which it's almost like a training ground for you to establish your skills and your sort of principles for your future success. So I personally feel very satisfied with my P&G journey because it really shaped me as a business person, as a communicator till today. And I think the other thing, obviously, as what we discussed, it's very important to always know where you are and learn and relearn, and also learn how to learn. That's very critical in today's AI-driven world and all the new technology and innovation. I think thirdly, as we already touched base about, is really the networking. Networking. It's very, very critical for your business connections and your next career opportunities as well.
For the USC students we're involving in the Trojan family, effective networking will have a significant impact. Jennifer Tang, thank you so much for sharing your experience and providing insightful advices to us. And hope everything's going well in the future.
Thank you. Good luck to you too.